So it's time now for some athletics talk here on the SportsMax Zone. On Sunday afternoon, the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, the JAAAs, released the 66-member team for track and field at the Paris Olympic Games this summer. The release from the JAAAs revealed a team consisting of 32 women and 34 men competing in sprints, middle distance and relay races, as well as jumps and throws, as well as the management team, medical personnel and coaches that will be making the journey to the City of Love. Let's have a quick run through of some of those names. In the women's 100 meters, you see there the teenager Tia Clayton getting her first Olympic experience. Sherika Jackson, the fastest woman alive over 200 meters. Shelley Ann Fraser-Pryce, the great one, who has 25 global medals, Olympic Games, World Championships, outdoor and indoors, 14 of them gold. And in the 200, Jackson is there as well with Berger and Thomas. In the 400, Janelle Bromfield, Williams, Nikisha Price, and Stephanie Ann McPherson is in as a reserve. The 800 has the experienced Natuya Gould Toppin. Adele Tracy is there as well. Tracy's in the 1500 as well. There's a crack 100-meter hurdles field of reigning world champion Danielle Williams, Akira Nugent, the national champion, and Jeanette Brown, former national record holder. The 400 hurdles has Rochelle Clayton, Shan Salmon, Jeanette Russell as well. Antoinette Knight is in as a reserve. The long jump has the experienced Shanice Porter and Akeelia Smith, who will also compete in the triple jump. Lamara Distant, who was fourth in the Paris Diamond League yesterday, she's in the high jump. Hall for the discus. The shot put has Cameron and Thomas Dodd, and Nayoka Clunis is in for the hammer throw. Continuing with the women's list, there is the 4x100 relay setup. Clayton Forbes, Price, Jackson, and Alana Reed, the junior, is in as a reserve. The 400 mixed relay has Knight, Young, McPherson as reserves. The 4x400 relay, Bromfield, Stephanie Young, McPherson, Nikisha Price, Stacey Ann Williams. Ashley Williams is in as a reserve as well. Moving over to the men now, where the men's sprint has the national champion Kishane Thompson, Akeem Blake of Leek Seville, who was fourth in successive world championships in Oregon and Budapest. The improving Brian Lavelle is in as a reserve. Hudson and Lavelle are the 200-meter men. Bailey, Watkin, Powell, and those are the 400 men with Rasheen McDonald as a reserve. Nabaski Anderson is in for the 800. The 110-meter hurdles has national champion and Commonwealth champion Rashid Broadwell and the reigning Olympic champion Hansel Parchment with Orlando Bennett, and Tyler Mason is in as a reserve. Clark, Hyde, and Malik James King, the national champion, are in for the 400 hurdles. Tajay Gale, former world champion, in for the long jump with Kira McLeod and Wayne Pinnock. Romaine Beckford is in for the high jump, and the triple jump list has Jordan Scott and the world's #1 junior, who is #3 in the world among the seniors at the moment, Jaden Hibbert. The discus has Rosé Stoner, Mullings, and Smichael. Frederick Dakers, a former world championship silver medalist, is in as a reserve. 4x100 relay has Blake, Gordon, Seville, and Thompson. Campbell is in for the shot put. And there's the list of the men's mixed relay as well. So pretty strong Jamaica team they're lining up for the Olympic Games. And there was some concern prior to the national championships that Jamaica's team wasn't shaping up too well. But when we saw what happened at the national trials, it showed that the team is in good shape. And I think Jamaicans would expect more than a handful of medals in Paris.
Yeah, and it speaks volumes to the coaches, Lance, and trusting the process and where the coach is in their program. Because I remember seeing at one of the races, Sharika looking like she was carrying a niggle. We were not seeing Shelley racing at all, as we're accustomed to. And then, of course, the bad news about Elaine came just before the trials. So, again, you were thinking that Elaine was carrying a niggle as well. And as they say in the storybooks and the fairy tale, all's well that ends well, and that's what has happened, because there's a new sensation on the line. Kishane Thompson. I've been telling my friend all weekend, because she and I watched a sprint together, and I'm telling her, you didn't see Kishane Thompson yet. Don't be too scared about Noah Lyles, because we have a sensation that's coming out, because she didn't watch the trials. And I think that's such an exciting thing to look forward to. We've only seen a glimpse of what he can do, because remember, coach came on before he raced and said that not going to see the best of him. He just told him do well enough to, of course, qualify for the Olympics. So I think it's an exciting list, Lance, in various disciplines. Akira Nugent is one that I have a lot of time for too. She's been brilliant in the trials, and I think in every one of the discipline, Jamaica looks very competitive, and I can't wait to see how we do in Paris 2024, which will be live on your Home of Champions.
Yeah, you say we because we're going to talk about Trinidad and Tobago in a short while.
Yeah, I say we for Jamaica and Trinidad. I mean, I've been here for 5 years. Forgive me. And of course, I'm Trini. So let's talk about Trinidad now.
Yeah. All right, if you want to go there, because they've named their squad as well. But just before we leave the Jamaica setup, I want to say that there's a lot of disappointment about what happened with the 4x400 and the fact that there will be no men's qualification or men's qualifying team for the 4x400. I think people are still a little bit hurt by that. But because there are other aspects of the team shaping up so well, I think fans are excited about. To be honest, Kishane Thompson is mind-boggling what the possibilities are.
Yeah.
Because the way he ran 9.77 suggests to me that he can go significantly faster than that.
Correct.
And it is not unreasonable to think, even though he's inexperienced and little known, it is not unreasonable to think that he's the best in the world at the moment over 100
I already
meters.
think that.
Based on what we saw.
Correct.
Now, this will be his first Olympic Games, and we don't know how he will act under the pressure and so on.
Stage.
But he certainly has the tools, based on what I saw, to run 9.6. And I am not seeing Noah Lyles or anyone else run 9.6. So if this man makes the transition from a rising star, unknown, and comfortably fits the bill on the Olympic stage, I think the sky's the limit for him. And I know there will be people saying, you know, how can you be propelling him into those lofty heights? And maybe he has to earn it. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he doesn't have to earn it. What I'm saying is that the tools that he has and the respect that I have for Stephen Francis would tell me that the sky is the limit for him. And as I said, based on how he looked doing 9.77, I think he can run 9.6. And there isn't any other runner in the world at the moment that I could comfortably or confidently say can run 9.6. So I'm very, very excited and eager to see what Kishane Thompson does in Paris.
Yeah, for sure. And I've been talking about it for quite some time, just really excited. And you touched on it, the respect that you have for Stephen Francis and, of course, Paul Francis and just the entire MVP camp, because, Lance, they've done this before. They've won medals with, of course, the women and men in various disciplines. And for me, I can't imagine, we just see a peep of what Kishane can do. And I just feel like trusting the process, because they've proven themselves time after time, is exactly what you should do until the Olympics.
Yeah, and again, I would say again for emphasis that he has never been on this stage before, so I'm not sure how he will act.
Or react.
Or react to the pressure. So there is a possibility that he could have problems adjusting to this level and the pressure that he has. But I'm just saying that he has the tools to deliver. So let's see what happens. We don't have all that long a time to wait.
No, but let's
4 weeks or so.
Let's talk about my team now. My Trini team.
You have too many teams. I think that's
I have 2 teams.
Oh, 2 teams. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this past Saturday, Trinidad and Tobago's Olympic Committee revealed the names of the 17 athletes to represent the country at the 2024 Paris Games. Here's a rundown of the Twelve Islands Republic team. Twelve Island Republic's team. Michelle Liaï, the experienced one for the 104 by 100. There's Bertrand, Frederick, Akila Lewis, Sana Frederick. Those are the twins there. She's in as a reserve, though.
Yeah.
Warren is in as a shot put. Kishore Walcott, who was 2012 Olympic champion. Jerry Richards is in for the 200, 400, and 4x4 relay. Augustine Marchand McKay, Rennie Kwao, 36 years old, Rennie Kwao, former world junior champion. Elijah Joseph is in for the 4x4 relay as a reserve. There are cycling and swimming competitors as well. Nicholas Paul, who is one of the best sprint riders in the world at the moment. He does have a world record in one of the sprint events. Quasey Brown is in there as well. Dylan Carter, I think this would probably be his third Olympic Games appearance. Dylan Carter and Zura Ferguson is in. So swimming, cycling and track and field, the sports that Trinidad and Tobago will be represented in at the Olympic Games. A smaller TNT team than we are accustomed to. No CARICOM team apart from Jamaica has won more medals in the history of the Olympic Games than Trinidad and Tobago. And they were, in fact, medal winners at the 1948 Games when Jamaica won medals as well. So TNT and Jamaica were the first CARICOM nations to win medals at the Olympic Games. And I think there's a little concern about the volume of quality coming out of Trinidad and Tobago at the moment as far as track and field is concerned, having laid down such a rich history in the Olympic Games, in sprinting especially, with Paisley Crawford, Atta Bolden and company. So a little concerned that their team is so small, but their Olympic Committee President Dan Henderson said yesterday that she thinks the team is small, but they have as good a chance as any. So let's see what happens with TNT.
Yeah, I agree with her. The team might be small, but there are a lot of experienced names that you, of course, called out just now from that list. One that I'll be paying close attention to, Jerry Richards, of course. You spoke about Nicholas Paul. Men that have, been there, done that. Michelle Iayi, she's been to an Olympics before. So for me, it's, I'm looking forward to these athletes learning from their previous experiences and, of course, bettering those experiences. So for Trinidad and Tobago, I will say again, although the team is very small in numbers, I'm still hoping that we can medal.
Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, exciting times ahead, and just a couple days until the Olympics, which will be live on your Home of Champions. If you have not downloaded the SportsMax app just yet, you need to do so, because if you're at work and anything, you want to be able to keep up with all the action in the Olympics, and you don't want to be the one getting the news last. On that note, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with our interactive segment.